Nezarim, established in 1972 as a Nachal outpost, in 1984 became a religious kibbutz. On August 22, 2005, the residents of Nezarim were expelled from their homes by IDF soldiers who were carrying out the decision of the Israeli government of that time. Nezarim was uprooted and destroyed.
People here are willing to sacrifice their lives to live here. We are here because of our values. Open your eyes and see. Here, there are values. People have suffered here, but there's a spirit. At least try to understand the spirit. This is the amputation of a living organ from the land of our life. I want to tell you one thing. This departure is temporary.
Until the very end, seeds were being planted, cement was being laid, and prayer sessions were being held in the local synagogue, a synagogue which was later demolished by Nezarim's Arab neighbors. After being expelled from their homes, the Nezarim evacuees decided to continue their mission of settling the land of Israel. One group moved to the temporary government transit camp of Yevul, near the Egyptian border, arriving at one of the most desolate spots in the Negev desert. They felt that with faith, determination, and steadfast commitment, they could begin to fulfill the prophecy of the ancient prophets and the dreams of the early pioneers of the State of Israel. The expulsion was not the only mistake made by the Israeli government. Its treatment of the evacuees has proven to be a failure as well. Dispersed throughout the country, the expelled families were left alone, feeling abandoned and overwhelmed. Like in many other periods in the Jewish history, the help came from within the people of Israel. Throughout the land of Israel, private individuals and groups sprouted up in order to come to the aid of their brethren. Throughout the world as well, special souls came forward to assist and help these pioneers rebuild their lives and continue their vision. Le'man Achenu, for the sake of our brothers. Two of these special individuals that have decided to stand in the gap and help these pioneers have been deeply connected to the building of the land of Israel for a very long time. Herb and Joyce Green of Toronto, Canada.
While I was visiting Israel, we realized that there was a total lack of planning for the resettlement of the various communities that were being destroyed.
It was such an emotional and sometimes violent eviction. The crying and the sadness. They had to leave their beloved communities, the synagogue, the schools, greenhouses, flowers and trees, and I was crying with them. It was a terrible time. The people were put into hotels, kibbutzim, tents, and they were so dislocated, and it was horrendous.
We realized that there was really a big muddle. People living in tents inside old warehouses, people trying to use the buildings and abandon the settlements, etc. And we realized it was really a miserable situation that they were in.
The people who were the breadwinners had no means. The children had no school. They were separated from friends, and they were just dispersed, and it was really quite pathetic. Israel, who has put so many immigrants and absorbed so many people over the many, many years, weren't able to somehow absorb these wonderful people, which seemed totally unfair, and which is, of course, why we felt we had to do something.
We felt that this was just a disgrace. for the Jewish people to treat other Jews in that fashion. We never quite understood it, how the settlers became third and fourth class citizens, but we're determined to do whatever we can to alleviate the situation. I was at a UJ meeting and I explained to them that I felt that the government and the Sachnut were not doing enough for the people who had been evacuated from Gaza. The structure was set up for the settler organizations to be given the money to work with and to have it controlled by a committee which would be established in Israel to monitor the flow of the money and see that it was properly used and that the projects were worthwhile.
The Greens are helping the communities of Nezarim, Katif, and others with seed money to help them begin the next stage in their self-proclaimed mission of these people, which is the building and blossoming of the land of Israel. This seeding was achieved through the Nezarim Fund, established by World Mizrahi Movement through the UJA Federation of Greater Toronto.
They were able to use our money along with many other contributors who joined in to replace community facilities that the government had no intention of replacing. We hope that in the future, when it becomes time to build new homes for them, that we were able to add our expertise from North America to see that the houses can be built much more quickly than is the usual standard in Israel.
Nezarim is being established in the Chalutza Sands region of Israel, which is located in the southwestern Negev, while Katif will be located in the Lachish region near Beersheba. These two are just examples of the superhuman effort being displayed by these Jews of the destroyed communities. They will spare no effort to reestablish themselves and to continue to do whatever needs to be done, Leman Am Yisrael, for the people of Israel.
I was impressed by how strong, resourceful, and how none of them had lost their Zionist zeal.
When they had a bris or they had a simcha, they made it a simcha in the middle of a tent and surrounded by mud or sand. And it was incredible. I couldn't believe that these people were so wonderful, so spiritual and so deep and so loving of the country. And then when the Lebanese war came, they volunteered. And some were killed, unfortunately. So we're dealing with wonderful people. We don't want to lose their spirit, and we have to be able to help them.
The Nezarim Fund donations will be directed towards important social, recreational, and educational needs. Like many special souls throughout the world, Herb and Joyce Green were there when it was critical. They have always been there before and after these dramatic events. The Greens have always been deeply involved with the land of Israel and its people. They have been involved with almost every philanthropic project in this dramatic and vibrant land.
They stood together with the settlers in order to build Judea, Samaria, Gaza Strip, and the Golan Heights. And they always were in the front line in order to save Am Yisrael, Eretz Yisrael, and Torat Yisrael.
We care about the country, and we care that the people have a right to live all over the country. I don't think Israel should give any land away, and we should encourage the people to know that we're behind them and give them our love.
They are like David HaMelech soldiers. They are like Shlomo HaMelech consultant. They are like Yehuda Maccabi pioneers, which always put themselves in the front of Klal Yisrael in every area.
The Greens' educational direction and the example they have set in their own home have deeply influenced their 4 children, Marvin, Cheryl, David, and Lisa, and their families. They all continue to be influenced by a tradition that places the needs of the world and our people as a beacon in all of life's choices. Their eldest son Marvin and his family continue to focus and promote involvement in communal life. 3 of the Green children, Cheryl, David, and Lisa, and their families have moved to establish their homes in Israel, laying 3 more stones in the spiritual and physical rebuilding of the land of Israel. Some of the Green grandchildren serving in the army and Shirut Leumi are continuing the tradition of serving the people and the land of Israel.
I have a wonderful family in Israel. I never thought that being so Zionistic meant that they would be moving here, but they didn't just move here, they came and flourished. So 3 out of 4 of our children live here. We have Kanina, who are many, many grandchildren and even 2 great-grandchildren as well. They're all wonderful. They're all involved in the communities and in the land, and we're proud of them. We're very proud of them. We worry about them, obviously, when things happen, as we all worry about our children. So we're here a lot.
Our family was generally involved in many Zionist and Jewish community projects. Our children went to a Hebrew day school, and partly as a result of that, 3 of our 4 children have come on Aliyah and raised large families here, so I have many Sabra grandchildren.
Herb and Joyce plan to continue their connection with the people of the land of Israel, as they believe that connection is critical for all the Jewish people throughout the land, as the determined and faithful in Israel continue to stand against all adversity and face their future with courage and conviction. The opportunity opens itself to all of their brothers and sisters throughout the world to join with them in the challenges and the eternal voyage ahead, just as the Greens have done.
We hope we're a good example. I know many of our friends have always been involved with Israel and have always loved Israel. Some of them have come and seen Israel through our eyes and through our children's eyes.
We hope that more funds will be raised through this event and others to assist other communities to reestablish as well.